All right, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode here on the Lure Lab, episode number 81. And as always, I'm your host, the Captain, Andrew Full, and we are a part of the Serious Angler Network. And today I'm going to talk about one of the very first lures and baits and techniques that I use to catch a ton of bass at the start of my bass fishing tournament career and just fishing around New York State in general. And that is the War Eagle Finesse Spinnerbait in 5/16. Growing up, I didn't have a lot of access to the internet, etc. I mean, I could have been on the internet. It's just not something that I use. So I went down to the local tackle store and they sold the War Eagle Finesse Spinnerbait. And back then, I believe the label on it was Mike McClelland Get 5 Spinnerbait. And the 3/16 and 5/16 ounce caught me a ton of bass. One of the biggest largemouth I've ever caught in my life actually came on this bait out of a lake that's about 45 minutes from my house. It was almost a 7-pound largemouth during the spring of the year. And it's been one of my absolute favorites ever since. I always have them in the boat. It's not a bait that I always put on, but it is a bait that you want to throw when the conditions get tough. So some really, really cool components about the War Eagle Finesse Spinnerbait in a 5/16 ounce, which I believe is the only size they make now. I have two favorite colors, but it comes in 16 fish catching colors on Omnia. And while we're at this point, make sure you go down the description, click the link, add them to your cart, and then type in Serious. Was it? Yeah, Serious 10, save 10% on your order at Omnia. But yeah, War Eagle Finesse Spinnerbait. The first part is the blade system. It's a Colorado small blade. Every one of them, if I remember correctly, these two colors that I use specifically come with a gold and a silver tandem blade. Colorado small blade. I believe this is more of like your hybrid Indiana blade here with the split. So it's going to emit a ton of light. And it's also going to put off quite a bit of thump for being a finesse spinnerbait. Comes with a mustad hook that doesn't really flex out. So you got a super stout hook on a nice medium gauged wire, and that's going to be able to absorb the thump from this Indiana Colorado blade. It has an interchangeable skirting material that easily comes off. If I'm going to pull it off here, for those who are tuned in on MP3, you can head over to the YouTube channel if you like and check out all the video. But yeah, this skirting will just slide right off relatively easily, and then you can put it right back on. So the setup that I will throw this on is always fluorocarbon, probably 12 or 14 pound test. The 3/16 I would definitely throw on 12 if you have them, but the 5/16 I would soup up a little bit and probably go with the 14-pound fluorocarbon. I used to throw it on 15-pound mono way back in the day, a 7-1 gear ratio, and a 7-foot medium casting rod. Because it is a finesse spinnerbait, you can also get away with it throwing it on like a little bit heavier spinning rod if you're a beginner or you're not comfortable throwing it on a bait caster. This is a really good option, spinnerbait, for those who have one rod and just throw a spinner like a spinning rod. You can throw this bait on it. The two colors that I have here are Sexy Mouse, which is this clear gray black barred skirting with some bright chartreuse. And then this is the Shimmer Blue, as I hold up the packaging, Shimmer Blue. Then there's also a Shimmer Green, which I will use interchangeably. The Shimmer Blue is probably my absolute favorite one. It's the one that I caught my biggest largemouth on probably about 12 years ago now, I believe it was, in the spring. I think this is the same weekend that I caught on, right around May 4th, like between May 1st and May 4th with a buddy. We went down to Presque Isle and then hit a lake on the way home, and that's where I caught that giant largemouth. But Yeah. So the cool part about the Finesse spinnerbait is it works in all conditions. You can throw it cloudy, sunny, it can be overcast, you can have high pressure, low pressure. A compact spinnerbait like this is going to come through a lot of different cover. You can bump it off of trees, throw it underneath docks. You can actually skip it depending on what trailer you put on. The skirting material is unique in the fact that it's a little bit longer and it's already the top part of the skirt is trimmed. So you don't even have to put a trailer on it if you don't like to. I never really fished it with one, but if you wanted to put a trailer, I would get like a mini fluke or some style bait that's not elastic so it doesn't stick to the skirt too bad. Maybe even like a little boot tail, cut this one down. But the Finesse spinnerbait, if you're struggling to get fish in the boat or get bites, the War Eagle Finesse spinnerbait is one that you're going to want to put on your boat. Rod, what I use, my current setup when I'm throwing this is a 7-foot Alpha Angler top hammer, but the rod that I used to throw it on was a 7-foot Abu Garcia Veritas. So maybe like the new Veritas PLX will be a good choice in like a 7-foot medium, a 7-1 gear ratio casting reel, 14-pound fluoro or 12-pound fluoro. It's not a super heavy spinnerbait. You're going to want a good reel. So I'm going to throw it on like an MGL reel, something that will spin really fast. So I'm able to get a lot of distance out of it. I just think it's a spinnerbait that everyone should put in their box. So we're going to head over to Omnia real fast and break down some of the colors that they have for you to choose from and when you should throw them and why. So starting off, like they have a blue herring color. So obviously down in your southern lakes, you'd want to go blue herring, chartreuse, white if the water is a little dingy. Coleslaw, same thing. Great smallmouth color. They have a hot white chartreuse. Mouse pattern is a really good pattern for sunny days, clear water. It's rather translucent, kind of looks like an emerald shad or a gizzard shad, has that same color pathway. Sexy mouse, sexy purple shad, not one of my favorite colors. I don't like sexy shad and spinnerbaits. We have shimmer blue, shimmer green, shiny shad. I have not played with that one. Silver shiner is a staple spinnerbait. Spot remover, great color for sunny days. Spot remover gold. This is one where they've flipped the blades around, so it's a gold blade. Indiana silver blade in the front. I would use this one on cloudier days. I think gold refracts light really well on cloudy days. Sun perch, one of my favorite colors for up here in the north when you're eating perch in a different style spinnerbait. I haven't tried the War Eagle Finesse one yet. I'm going to have to get some of those. White gold, another staple. And then white silver, also another staple for cloudy. This one, white gold, cloudy. White silver, sunny. So, and I don't think there's really a wrong time to throw a finesse spinnerbait. It's a good follow-up if they don't want to eat your bigger spinnerbait. You can still get fish in the boat. And don't be afraid of the word finesse. Sometimes finesse gets associated with small bass. I've caught plenty of really good quality tournament-sized bass on the finesse spinnerbait, specifically the War Eagle one. There are other ones on the market. We'll be talking about those in future episodes. So just a quick little nugget for everyone who tunes in here. I wanted to talk about my favorite spinnerbait, taking me back to the beginning of basically my bass fishing career. And it's probably put hundreds, if not thousands of bass in the boat for me over the last 12 to 15 years. Works really good for smallmouth, largemouth. I'm sure we'll catch a lot of spotted bass. If you're a creek walker, it's another really good option to have. You can put one or two of them in your backpack or your wading pack. If you're a kayaker, they're real small and compact. They're not going to take up a lot of room. So head on over to Omnia, hit that link down in the description, pick up some of these and put a lot more bass in your boat. And I know it's a quick episode this week, so I appreciate everyone who tunes in on these Saturday mornings or watches it at their convenience. I greatly appreciate it. This week has been a tough one for me. I'm now into the full-blown guiding season up here in Western New York on Lake Erie for smallmouth. And I had to get this episode done and get it up for you guys. So next week's episode will be better. I appreciate it. Everyone who tunes in, if you're new to the YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. If you're tuning in on MP3, please leave a review. Check out all the other episodes that we've put up to this point. There's 80 other ones, tons of great information on a weekly basis. And make sure you tune in Tuesday night for Serious Angler Live on YouTube and Facebook, wherever you decide to tune in on. So we appreciate everyone, and we will see you next week.